Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack who lived with his mother. They were very poor and had only one cow. Jack's mother loved him very much, but they were running out of food. One morning, she told Jack to take their cow to the market and sell it. On his way to the market, Jack met a strange old man. The man offered Jack 5 magic beans for the cow. Jack thought they looked special and agreed to the trade. He ran home excited to show his mother, but Jack's mother was very upset when she saw the beans. She had hoped for money to buy food. In anger, she threw the beans out the window. Jack went to bed feeling sad and hungry. That night, something magical happened in their yard. The beans grew into a giant beanstalk that reached high into the sky. It twisted up through the clouds. Jack woke up the next morning and saw it from his window. Jack decided to climb the beanstalk and see where it led. He grabbed a piece of bread and began his journey. The climb was long and tiring, but Jack didn't stop because he was curious. When he reached the top, Jack found a land in the clouds. He saw a big castle in the distance. Jack walked toward it carefully. The castle looked huge and mysterious. At the castle door, Jack knocked politely. A kind giant woman answered. She looked down at Jack and said, "You'd better come in quickly." She warned him about her husband, the mean giant. The giant woman gave Jack some food to eat. Jack thanked her and sat down quietly. Suddenly, the ground started to shake. The giant was coming home. The woman quickly hid Jack inside the oven. The giant came in and sniffed the air. He shouted, "Fearsome, I smell the blood of an Englishman." His wife told him it was just a stew. The giant sat at the table and counted bags of gold coins. He soon fell asleep with his mouth wide open. Jack quietly came out of hiding. He grabbed a bag of gold and ran away. Jack hurried back down the beanstalk with the gold. He showed it to his mother. She was amazed and hugged him tightly. They were able to buy food and fix their old house. But after a while, the gold was gone. Jack wanted to climb the beanstalk again. His mother told him to be careful. Jack promised and started climbing once more. When Jack reached the top, he walked back to the castle. The giant woman let him in again. She said, "I shouldn't help you, but I will." Jack smiled and thanked her kindly. This time, Jack hid inside a cupboard. The giant came home stomping his feet. He sniffed the air and shouted his usual rhyme. His wife calmed him down again. The giant took out a hen and set it on the table. He said, "Lay," and the hen laid a golden egg. Jack's eyes grew wide with wonder. Soon the giant fell asleep again. Jack tiptoed out of the cupboard. He gently picked up the magical hen. The hen stayed quiet in his arms. Jack ran out of the castle quickly. He climbed down the beanstalk as fast as he could. He showed the hen to his mother. She was shocked when it laid a golden egg. Now they had even more riches. Still, Jack was full of curiosity. He wanted to go up one last time. His mother said it was dangerous. Jack nodded and climbed the beanstalk again. At the top, the castle was quiet. Jack sneaked inside on his own. He looked around for something special. Then he saw a beautiful golden harp. The harp was playing music all by itself. Jack was amazed by the lovely sound. He slowly reached out and took it. But the harp suddenly shouted, "Master, master." The giant woke up with a roar. He saw Jack running with the harp. Jack ran faster than ever. The giant stormed after him in a rage. Jack rushed through the clouds and down the beanstalk. The harp was still singing in his arms. The giant followed closely behind. Jack yelled for his mother. His mother came running with an axe. Jack reached the bottom and started chopping the beanstalk. With each swing, the beanstalk shook. The giant was still climbing down. Finally, the beanstalk snapped and fell. The giant crashed to the ground and disappeared. Jack and his mother were safe again. They hugged each other tightly. With the harp and the hen, they were never poor again. The harp played sweet songs every night. The hen laid golden eggs every morning. Their home was filled with happiness. Jack learned to be brave and clever, but he also learned to listen to his mother. He never climbed another beanstalk again, but he always remembered his great adventure. And from that day on, Jack and his mother lived in peace. They shared their riches with others in need. Their house was always warm and full of laughter, and they lived happily ever after.